Hello everyone, my name is Barbara Bottolotti. I'm the creator of Live Blissful and blissfulbusinessmentorship.com, and I'm here with Peggy Bennett, one of my clients, and she owns Straight to the Heart matchmaking services. And so we got together. When did we get, you had the podcast it was a beautiful day out. Was it in the spring that we got together?
Yes, it was springtime.
Yeah, so
yes.
Peggy also has this amazing podcast. What's the name of it again?
Real Souls.
Real Souls with Peggy Bennett.
Yes.
Yeah, not just Real Souls, but Real Souls with Peggy Bennett. So anyway, and it's a great podcast because you interview people from all different walks of life, mostly for...
I talk about love, sex, relationships, and manifesting your best life. So I have guests on that talk about everything along those lines. It's really exciting.
It's really good. So jump on there. You'll be very inspired. And I was interviewed.
Yes.
You asked me, and then at the end of the interview, Peggy said, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "Oh, I'm actually taking this show on the road as far as like up-leveling all of the women that are having their businesses and want to take it to the next level. And because entrepreneurship is not an easy task, and I don't want people making mistakes, and I want people to be more profitable so that you can have more bliss in your life. And so you just kind of got this little like, we need to work together." And so I would think one of the first things that we had to look at was your finances, and really being clear about money going out, money coming in, being a good steward, and also increasing your rates. So how was that impactful for you?
Oh, so impactful, because the money situation, I have to say, I just kind of pushed it aside, and I think a lot of people can relate with that, because it's not always the fun part of business,
right,
but it's essential if you're a business owner.
Yeah.
So I loved how you bring not only the spiritual side of it, but you're also super, super practical, and you offer both sides, and that's what really agreed with me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's got to be the bliss. It's all about the energy, because money is just energy. And it's also got to be about the business, because you do need to make it profitable. I mean, when we did the numbers, remember how we were kind of like, we need to raise your rates?
Right.
And you
right.
did that right away. Like you increased your rates.
Right.
We got through some of the money mindset things that you were like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But then you stepped into it. And then we also created some other streams of revenue, because sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, you do maybe one or two things really well. And then when you look at your numbers, like you were just saying, well, that was one of the things we tackled right away. Then it was like, how else could you be of value? Mm-hmm. And because you're so intuitive and you do a lot of coaching anyway, we put an extra title into her, creator of Straight to the Heart. And now you are also...
I love Clarity Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And briefly back to the money mindset. Mm-hmm. I think it's so important for women just to get in touch with their self-worth and really evaluate how you feel about money and your worth. And you did such a beautiful job with me on that. So I really appreciate that.
And that translated also into you being able to close the sale, because a lot of people don't invest in love or a business because they don't feel that they're worth it.
Right,
mm-hmm.
right.
So a lot of times whatever we're doing and working in your business, it translates out into your clients and increasing your rates and everything. But the bottom line underneath is knowing you're worth it.
Right,
You're worth love, and you're worth investing in yourself.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
And investing in your business, which is what you did too.
Right.
So you send a message out to the universe that said, I'm worth investing in this business. I need to get over some of the humps and take it to the next level. Mm-hmm, yeah, mm-hmm. And you definitely did.
Yeah.
So we did the coaching, and we put the program together and the pricing, and then remember the day that you had one of your male clients, and you hadn't really, like, we had just finished putting it together, and you're like, I got this client today, and I'm like, well, let him know about this program, and you did.
Yes.
How did that feel? Like, what happened?
That felt so exciting. I mean, it was just like I just felt all aligned and felt like it was meant to be. So it was such a good feeling. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
And you had it done.
Yes.
Like, if you hadn't had it done, you would have missed that opportunity. It increased your profit by 165% for her to offer the coaching program in conjunction with the dating
Right.
program.
No, it was huge. It was huge. Yes.
And the other thing too, when we met today, I said, "How is that going?" And you said, "It's so fulfilling." Tell us a little bit more about just being able to implement the coaching program, like with this particular client, as well as some other people that you're working with too.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do, is do the coaching, but I didn't really have the know-how as far as how to structure it, and Barbara made it so easy. There were times where she just grabbed the laptop and and we just brainstormed, and I kind of was getting writer's block, but you just work through that just because of your experience, everything you've done in the past. So I felt like we really worked together, and it's so satisfying now. It's one of my most favorite things to do is the coaching segment. So
yeah, and you've got to have those extra streams of income. And yeah, sometimes I am a little bit like, here, let me get, but that's okay, because we want to expedite your business and make it successful as soon as possible. And also sometimes we get stuck in fear.
Right.
And some writer's block, or not wanting to do an e-letter, or whatever the thing is. Sometimes just having that coach or mentor by your side to say, come on, let's just do this.
And I think that's a point of difference with you, is that you're hands-on. Like, we'll have a session where it's like, wow, I felt so productive with what we had accomplished. And you're also, you see me where I am at that time. Sometimes it's more that I need you as almost a life coach than a business coach on certain times. So you really ebb and flow. You're very, very intuitive with your clients, and that makes such a difference for me.
Yeah, and it's nice too for me to have a lot of different tools and things because of my 30 years experience. So I can pull something from business, I can pull something from mindset, I can do some emotional stuff that, to move the energy. So yeah, I'm very grateful that you entrusted me, to be able to work with you in those different components and aspects of business life, because it all blends.
It all blends. Absolutely.
And it blends with your clients too.
Right. But so, you see that big picture, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and I have your back. There's sometimes where it's like the nurturing's great, but then it's also like, you can do this, and like, you're meant to do this, and sometimes we need those pep talks too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur, it can be just kind of feel lonely in a way. So it's been great to have you as a partner by my side, and I can call you at any time. I've had sometimes challenging clients where I've just actually have had to call you, and we FaceTimed, and you worked through some things with me, and so it's great to know that you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I offer with private one-to-one is video conferencing, chatting, so that we can, oh, wow, we didn't move and the lights went off. So anyway, that's really helpful for clients, because there's emergency, or there was the time that you're going to the networking event and you were thinking about like, what's my call to action? So the nice thing too about mentoring is teaching you, and sometimes you need that in between sessions. So I'm really glad that that's part of my package, is to be able to be there, available pretty much 24/7 if you really need it. And there were plenty of times where we needed to just to catch up, so that we weren't using your session in person, or that
life
one.
just happens, right? And you just never know when you're dealing with people what may occur. So definitely really appreciated that.
Yeah, and your e-letters out now, and
Yes.
your pitch, all of it is really good. I'm so grateful that we got to work together.
Oh, I'm very grateful. Are you kidding?
Really good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time and listening to this little testimonial interview. And for more information, or if you would like me to work with you as well, I would be thrilled to have a conversation and see how we can do that. So just go to blissfulbusinessmentorship.com. This is Barbara Badalati, Peggy Bennett, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.